What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, I just wanted to talk about something that could be really excited when we think about the flywheel. And I got to give a shout out to Stever. And if you don't know who Stever82 is, he's another content creator for Splinterlands. Please make sure you go check out his channel, show him some support. But this was spurred from a conversation that he and I had on a Twitter Spaces yesterday with Darkest Night, in terms of how does the Terra Luna kind of like mentality come over and apply. Now, we know from a logistical, mechanical perspective, you burn SPS for DEC, and that's similar to burning Luna for UST, but there isn't the two-way conversion where you can burn UST back to Luna, right? DEC is backed by the products that Splinterlands puts out, and it's, in their words, the first product-backed stablecoin. So that's all well and good. We've known that for a while. But what I hadn't really seen, and what Stever kind of opened my eyes to, was the idea of the whole, DeFi element that really brought a lot of people into the Terra Luna platform, including myself. And granted, Terra Luna collapsed. It was attacked, right? So I'm not going to get into the whole history of it. It was an interesting idea that had a fatal flaw. If you had $300 to $400 million, you could pretty much crash the entire thing. And that's essentially what happened, right? Somebody took that $300 to $400 million and attacked it. You can go read up. Do your own research, but that is my full understanding. Now, to take it back a step, though, why did Terra Luna become so popular? What was it about the Luna token, and what was it about the Terra ecosystem that was so appealing? Well, one of the things that brought me in, that I know brought many people in, was they had the Anchor protocol, which was a 20% APR on a stablecoin, UST. Now, the Terra ecosystem was very, very small. I think there was only like three apps running. It was like Anchor protocol, the Mirror protocol, and there was something else. So there wasn't much. So a lot of it was brought in. A lot of the attention was brought in simply due to the fact that the Anchor protocol was paying 20% on the UST token, which sounds phenomenal, right? Sounds unsustainable, and ultimately was, right? So at the end of the day, though, everybody got excited about that, especially because inflation was running wild back in 2021. So everybody was coming in and trying to chase that yield on a stable token, myself included. And thankfully, I was able to get out mostly unscathed from Terra Luna, but that's besides the point. The main thing is that for a long time, it brought a lot of people in. And what Stever and I were talking about, which kind of opened my eyes to this, was how the liquidity pools for Splinterlands can actually do the same thing. And if anything, they can do it in a much more dramatic fashion. So there's two liquidity pools that I'm going to point out to here, and they both are the DEC and stablecoin ones, right? One is on the Ethereum chain, DEC DAI, and one is on the Binance Smart Chain, DEC BUSD. So you can see right now that they're paying APRs of 15% for the DEC DAI, and then 12% or almost 13% for DEC BUSD. Let's just to make numbers easy, I'm just going to focus on the Ethereum based one. Ethereum is also where a lot more of the money is. A lot more exchanges work with Ethereum rather than Binance. But again, I'm talking more US based. Either way, my point is I'm just going to use this kind of 15% as a proxy for where we're at now to make the numbers easy. So everybody got excited about Terra Luna, and then the Anchor protocol paying out that 20%. Well, here you have the pairing of two essentially stable coins, right? DAI is a decentralized stable coin, and then DEC is the stable coin, which is not quite at peg yet for Splinterlands. But in a sense, you have a rough idea of where DEC is supposed to be. Hopefully, once land is out, we eat through all the remaining, excess DEC that's out there. We'll probably stay closer to peg. Maybe not at peg all the time, but stay closer to peg overall is my hope. And so you can see that this is paying out 15% APR. Now, here's the kicker. The token that's being paid out as the reward is a completely different token from the two tokens that are in the liquidity pool, right? You have DEC and DAI, but the token reward is, of course, SPS. Now, here's where things get crazy. Because those are completely separate from each other, what happens is if SPS starts to go up in value via the flywheel, these APRs, right, for DEC DAI and DEC BUSD start to get a little crazy and a little fun. So we're not quite at 2.5 cents, but again, for easy math, just assume we're at 2.5 cents right now. If all of a sudden we jump to 5 cents, Well, the DEC DAI pool is now paying out 30%, right? Because we doubled the value of the reward token, which is still being given out in the same quantity, but its value is now twice as much. Therefore, the APR on your DEC DAI jumps up to 30%. What happens if we go to 10 cents? Well, now you're doing a 4x, and all of a sudden the APR here is paying 60%, right? 15 times 4. So why is this crazy? Well, because as soon as SPS starts to run on the flywheel, a lot of folks, including probably myself, will be looking at the DEC DAI pool and the DEC BUSD pool and saying, hey, wait a second. I can buy SPS right now. I can burn that SPS for DEC and then pair it with DAI, right? Or buy SPS, burn it, sell it, sell half of it for DAI, throw it into this pool, and I can get a 60% return. And both of those are roughly, somewhat stable coins, right? Both DAI and DEC. That's kind of crazy. Well, there's an infinite amount of DEC that can be printed. There's an infinite amount of DAI that can be printed, but guess what? There's not an infinite amount of SPS. So all of a sudden, this increases the buy pressure on SPS, and we could really actually see what made Terra Luna go from the lows that it was all the way to the highs. And I rode that thing from $6 to $100, right? So it was a crazy, crazy ride. But I'm seeing a similar potential for SPS on the backs of DeFi. So yes, I know this is a tokenomics, blah, 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 as Darkest Night likes to say, but this could be where we start to potentially see a lot of the Ethereum whales and a lot of the Binance whales come in because they realize there is an opportunity and they get to keep all of their stuff off of Hive, which is the best part about this. Now, granted, they will still need to receive the rewards on Hive, but all of their liquidity can be put either on the Binance Smart Chain or BNB chain or on the Ethereum chain, and they never have to actually put their valuable liquidity or whatever they own onto Hive if they don't really trust Hive. And we know that Hive, isn't, as much as we love Hive here, it's not looked upon kindly in terms of like being one of the top layer ones out there. So this has me really excited for the whole DeFi element because, once again, SPS just jumped from 1.5 cents to 2.4, 2.3 is where it's at right now. And we saw the APR jump from 10 to 15%, which isn't insignificant. I mean, that's a 50% increase. And I've been watching both of these pools. You can even see that I have some in the DEC BUSD pool, right? I used to have some in the DEC DAI as well. So as we move along here, and we get the release of Tower Defense, we get the release of maybe modern format that's pro-human, we get potentially more people coming in and exploring and buying SPS. And then, of course, once we get land, which everybody is believing is going to be the main flywheel driver, that could make things really interesting because it may not just be the players that are coming in and buying SPS now. You could get some crazy investors, speculators, and DeFi degens, which may or may not be the best thing for the game, but I'll tell you this, it'll make things really exciting if big money comes in because they realize that Splinterlands, outside of being an awesome game, also offers a phenomenal DeFi platform just through its liquidity pools. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it there for now. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But, this has me quite bullish. And once again, shout out to Stever. We had a great conversation on the Twitter Spaces yesterday, and I know he's covered this as well. So if you want to dig a little bit deeper, go look through his videos. He's talked about this in his Terra Luna breakdown. But that is all I have for you guys in this video. I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.